want to give a little life update, a little, kind of just what's been going on. This is probably the most lost I've been in my life, where, for like not having a plan necessarily. And I just feel like if other people made videos or like talked about what they were going through, it'd be so much easier if you know someone else is going through the same thing. And it's like, I feel like I've been I've felt rushed. Since I was in high school, I've felt rushed to, I have to instantly go to college, find my career, get a job, a 9-to-5, and settle down. And that's not at all how life has to be. And I'm 23 and I'm just now realizing that. Now, literally when I was 15 years old is when I started getting depressed. And that's when I noticed that I wasn't normal. From 15 on, you know what, I'll just be open and honest. I was a victim of child sexual assault throughout my childhood. And I, now looking back, think that really shaped who I became as a person. And I think that if I had gotten help sooner, then maybe I wouldn't have gone through all of the things that I went through. And so when I was 15 is when my depression really started. And I, from 15 on, never lived a day happy in my life. Every single day was, there were so many times where I would have rather passed away and not had to deal with life at all, which is horrible, It's horrible that people have to feel that way, but that's life for some people. That is life for some people. I woke up every day depressed, wanting to die, having no hope for the future, not caring about the future. And the thing that's very hard too is when you're in that depressive state, you don't care about anybody else. I don't care about my family. I don't care about, all these people love you. It's in that moment, nothing matters other than what you're feeling, and you're feeling like your only way out is that. And I wish so bad that when I was younger, older girls talked about it, because depression is normal for a lot of people. Like, a lot of people don't just wake up ready to go for the day, ready to work and ready to know. And so I'd started an inpatient program because it got to a few months ago or 6 months ago, whatever. I was crying every single day. I couldn't work. I could not do anything because I couldn't stop crying. I didn't know why, but I couldn't stop crying. I went to an inpatient hospitalization program every day, Monday through Friday. And that was the first time in my life that I realized what was wrong with me. What was it? In sitting with a therapist and telling her every single thing that's went on in my life, and having her say back to me, like, okay, this and this and this is what happened, and this is what's wrong, and this is why you are this way, literally changed my life. Like, I still don't know who I am as a person, because I feel like the past 6 years I've lived my life as a lie. I've been the most miserable person on planet Earth, and I've just tried so hard to fake happiness for everybody else because nobody else wants to deal with my problems, so I'll just pretend I'm happy, and I'm not going to tell you how I really am. But no, sometimes life fucking sucks. Sometimes life sucks. You could have money, you can have a job, you can have a family, it doesn't matter. It does not matter. If you are waking up and your brain is telling you, I want to die today, then that's what you're going to believe. If you wake up and your brain tells me, I'm going to be happy today, that's how you are. And you don't realize that if you're happy. You don't realize that if you wake up every day okay. You realize that when it's taken away from you and you wake up every day wanting to die. That's when you realize, oh my God, there's people in the world that are struggling. And I don't even think it should be up for debate if depression is real or obviously it is. I don't think it needs to be up for debate. You can handle your problems some other way, but that doesn't mean depression's not real, and that doesn't mean what other people have went through isn't anything compared to you. That's another thing with mental health and childhood trauma and this and that. There's no reason to compare. Just because you have something wrong, that doesn't change the severity of my situation. So just because I don't have cancer and I didn't lose a leg doesn't mean I need to be grateful for everything. I still can be going through hell, and so can this person. But there's no need to compare. There's no need, well, this person has it worse. Okay, but maybe they're handling it better. Not everybody handles the situation the same way. Some people that I've met have said that they never thought I ever had problems. Any issues mentally, nothing. I've been struggling since I was 15. I've been off the deep end. I've wanted to kill myself 2 times, actually. But I guess my reason for saying this is life isn't that serious. You don't need to get out of school and go right into college and get a 9-to-5 and get married and have kids. No, your life does not have to look like that. I'm 20. A year ago, I was almost married. Now I'm 23. I'm single. I am happy in my life. I'm finally going to figure out who I am. Just because I'm not married and have children by 23 doesn't mean I'm nothing to the world. Be your own person. Stop following the rules of the world or, oh, I need a boyfriend, I need to do this, I need to do that. I became so much happier when I stopped listening to everybody. Because from the day I graduated high school, it was, when are you going to go to college? When are you going to get a job? When are you going to go to college? When are you going to get a job? How about when am I going to wake up okay? Because college, a job, none of that matters if I'm dead. And it is so hard to try to explain that to a normal person. But it's like, the normal things that you can do does not mean that this person can do them normally. And when it all comes down to it, I have been through hell with my depression, and I never once planned on making it past 19. So when people ask me, what's your plan? I don't know, because there was never a plan past 19 years old. But guess what? There doesn't need to be a plan, okay? I'm alive, I'm healthy, and I'm happy for the first time in my life. I will be in debt, I will go broke, I don't care. None of that matters to me because I'm finally happy. This is the first time in my life that I've ever been happy, that I've ever been able to wake up and be like, okay, now I have a purpose. And I really wish when I was younger, other girls talked about it. I wish anybody talked about it because I've lived my life in the dark thinking I was insane for feeling these things. And everybody's telling me that, oh, you need to get out of bed. You need to go work. You need to go for a walk. No. If your child is depressed, telling them to go for a walk is not going to help. Telling them to get out, none of that helps. You need to get them in therapy. You need to figure out how to fix that problem because there's a deeper problem to it. It's not laziness. It's not none of that. This is a real problem. And to parents, I guess, you could literally save your child just by talking to them. You can, maybe your kid's lazy, whatever. But in the end of everything, it's like, would you rather take the time to be sympathetic and helpful and vulnerable to your kid? or just wait until they're dead. It's so easy for parents to just have a conversation with their kids. And I feel like nobody is. Like, I feel like depression is such this taboo thing. It ruined my life. If somebody ever talked to me about it, I think I would have felt so much better and so much less alone. But except I was the crazy one who, I'm always upset or I'm always depressed. Well, don't we think there's more to the story? So it's just, if you have any kids, 12 and up, talk to them. You would rather have an uncomfortable conversation about something that you think is taboo than be planning their funeral, because you never knew. I struggled silently for years, and I never planned on making it past 19. And now here I am, and I'm grateful to be alive, but I have no plan. But I don't care. It's like, I'm okay. I'm happy. One thing, like, if I could go back, it's just I wish I had people to talk to about it. I wish people were more open about this stuff. Everybody has fucked up shit. Nobody's perfect. But I don't think everybody needs to just pretend none of it happened. There's no reason for everybody to act tough and, oh, this doesn't bother me. Let it bother you. Go through the emotions. Be emotionally intelligent. Being emotionally unintelligent is not attractive. Not being able to talk about your problems is not attractive. Hiding from all of your problems is not attractive. Talk about your problems. Talk about it. That is the only way you will live a happy life. I've been struggling silently since I was 15 years old. Because I was never taken seriously. I never had anybody to help me. So that's why I'm saying, just assume that your kid is depressed and literally baby them. Just give them attention. Ask if they're okay. Ask what they need. But don't just assume that because your kid looks okay that they're okay. Because I faked it for a while, and I really wish that... I feel like I've lost my whole life already. I feel like I'm starting my life now, and I'm 23. I don't have any memories of high school because I was that depressed that it all got put into like one traumatic memory. I don't have any memories from childhood. I don't have any memory of anything because of trauma. But it's like if I had gotten that help early on, maybe I could have avoided that. I don't know. Just talk to your kids. It's not a weird topic. People are depressed. People have bipolar. People have schizophrenia. That's life. That's how life is. The world sucks. The world sucks sometimes, and it's not great for everybody. So just be kind and talk to your kids and never assume that they're just okay. Because you would rather be overly annoying and ask all these questions than not have known. And sometimes it's very hard to tell. I know for a fact that I masked it so well. Inside I was literally dying, but I feel like people thought I was happy for the most part. And I think the main thing for me was just the embarrassment. I didn't know if anybody else felt the way I did, and I felt guilty for feeling the way I did because everybody always said, you have a great life, you grew up in a good home and this and that. But none of that matters if your mind is not okay. If my mind is not okay, nothing else matters. So that's just why therapy too. Guys, it's 2025, and honestly, I think everybody should be in therapy. If you can't talk about something hard that affected you, that's not a good sign. And all of those things that are suppressed in your memory are going to keep coming out in other aspects of your life. Like, I know for me, until I got into therapy, I was the angriest person ever. I had a hatred for people, and I I was miserable and I wanted everybody else to be miserable. When people talked to me, I didn't want to be nice to them because fuck you, I'm going through something. But that's not their problem. That's not their problem. And that's a thing. It's like, as the new generation, as this, that, we're having kids. Like, people my age are starting to have kids. Don't bring these kids into this fucked up place if you are not mentally okay. Because if you are not there mentally, how are you going to make sure that your kid is there mentally? So that's why I just stress therapy. I think everybody needs therapy. It would help everybody. And especially men. I feel that there's a stigma around men and mental health. Well, guys can have feelings. So if you're a guy especially, I think you should get therapy. Because, I never wanted to go to therapy because it was weird to me. Until I called the crisis center and I was forced to go into therapy. And just telling someone about my problem, I never met her before, but just telling her all my problems and putting all that weight onto her completely changed my life. I don't think about it every day. It's not in the back of my mind. And so I just think therapy is amazing. And talking to people, not even therapy, but if you just talk to somebody, that's the first step at anything. And especially with how the world is now, just talk to your kids, because literally 8 years ago is when my depression started. And I bet it's starting earlier for some kids now. So just try to talk to them, and yeah. But yeah, I guess that's all I wanted to say. If this can literally help one person, then I'm fine with that. Because I just wish I had somebody to kind of relate to. There's influencers and stuff, but nobody from my hometown that's like, oh, hey, I'm messed up, I need help, And so, if me talking about random stuff that happened in my life helps anybody, then I'm cool with that, because I wish I had that growing up, so. But yeah, life is hard sometimes, and people put on a really good act, and that's why I think it's very important to just be way nicer, whether it comes to your kids or your friends or your family, or just always at least try to be an open ear, because sometimes that could literally save somebody's life, just having somebody to listen to them. I know that's really what saved me, was having someone be able to listen to me, and not only listen, but understand, from like a medical perspective. That's what helped me, because for a while I always have friends going through the same thing, or I know how you feel. But when you have a doctor, for me, what helped was when I had my therapist, my doctor say, like, this stuff happened to you, and it is causing you to be this way. That for me was like, okay, it's not my fault. I know I can be a happy person. And so, yeah, now that I'm okay, I wish that for everybody, because I never, ever once planned on making it past 19. And now I'm so lost in my life. But if you're dead, nothing matters. I'm going to live my life. I'm going to try to be happy for the first time ever. And we'll see how it goes. I got no plans. I'm moving to Florida in a week. And we'll see how it goes. So, goodbye.